Hey guys, Paul from Net Audio. We're going to talk about, of course, what we do the most, Dodge Rams. If you're not new to us, then everybody knows that what we're known for are the Dodge Ram crew cabs. So we've been doing the fiberglass enclosures for the 2002 up, honestly, Dodge pickups. And that's what we made our namesake off of, and that's what we became popular off of. But at the same time, we also do a ton of other Dodge enclosures. We have a full slew of enclosures for the regular cabs. We also have, right in front of us, a whole lot of different variations of the mega cabs, and we do a lot of mega cab enclosures. So we had a big mix of those that were in the works right now that we're either installing today or installing next week. This one is shipping out. And so we thought it would be a good time for us to get together and talk about some of the new features that we've got. If you're new to us, our normal nomenclature is a stage 2, which is when we do something other than just carpet. This is what I would call, honestly, probably closer to a stage 3 if we're doing an insert in here, but stage 2 with the vinyl design and on the front. This is what we call our extra large or jumbo enclosure. This is the biggest, baddest thing we can fit behind the back seat on the mega cab. So this one, you actually do have to remove the carpet off the back wall. You remove the cargo flaps that fold down for the floor, and you remove the cargo bins, but your seats still fit into place and do everything like they're supposed to. They just don't recline because this is just huge. This is 6 1/4 cubic foot. This is a really big freaking box. In this case, we're doing 4 DD Audio 3510s, and these are the supercharged ones, so these were custom made for our customer. He's going to be running a whole heck of a lot of power. Mounting depth is almost 8 inches. So we can fit some really big woofers in here. This is great for some high-powered 10s, a lot of high-powered 8s, 2 big, maybe 3 big 12s. It just depends on what we're able to do for fitting ports down inside of it. This one, the ports are on the top and come down, tuned 36 to 38 hertz, which for 10s, that's freaking awesome. That's great tuning. But then there's all sorts of bracing that's going on inside of this enclosure. One thing to keep in mind with some of these enclosures, shipping is high. So plan on that. When you go to the website, you can add it to the cart, put in your state and your zip code, and it'll give you an actual shipping cost. You're shipping a freaking refrigerator. So this is 60 inches by 24 by like 13. Plus it weighs around 125 pounds unloaded. It's a big freaking box. So I'm telling you now, plan for that. Shipping is going to be expensive. So we go from this one down to our tried and true. This is what we refer to as a full. So this is the next step down. This one, you still remove the cargo bin and the flaps. You don't have to pull the carpet off the back wall, so this fits in front of the carpet, and then it sits just a couple inches down below the back window. This enclosure is 5 1/4 cubic foot. In this case, again, a stage 2, doing the Ram badge instead of the lettering, and we're running 2 Kicker Soloberic L712S's. Like I said, 5 1/4 cubic foot, nearly 7.5 inches of mounting depth. It just depends on the size of your magnet. So what gets in the way is this little shelf back here because we have to build up around the back wall. That takes away a little bit of our mounting depth, and if it's a really, really big magnet, then that's something we have to consider. Call us, email us, and we can talk about the options for you and what's going to fit and what's not. We've done a lot of these boxes. As you can tell, it is a little bit smaller, but shipping is still freaking expensive. Like I said, put in your information on the website and it will give you an actual shipping cost on what it's going to take. But this one, this is a tried and true. We've done this quite a few times. This enclosure is tuned 36 to 38 hertz. Depends on the subwoofers. Port goes up the middle, but the port's also an integral brace part of the enclosure. This is another one of those that we've had for a really long time. If you're going to go extra large, I would call this a medium. On the website, it's labeled as a forward fire cargo bin replacement. This one actually does allow recline. So you remove the cargo bins, this drops into place, and for reference, on your back wall, you have all the little cargo hooks that are for hanging bags and cables and different stuff like that. This fits below all those hooks. So you don't have to do any modifications other than removing the cargo bins and removing the flaps. This enclosure is 3 1/4 cubic foot. A good step down, but honestly, for a couple of 10s ported, this is freaking fantastic package. In this case, this is more, we went a little more budget on the subs, but he still wanted something fancy, something to match the truck. This is going in a white mega cab, so we did white vinyl with the black badging. And the black and white, everybody loves it. Stormtrooper's always popular. Again, the same concept as that. It's literally just shrunk down. The port runs vertically, same tuning, 36 to 38. It's kind of our standard. Bracing is running up inside of here, but for only running 600 watts on this, this is going to be a great combination. All of these boxes we can do ported or sealed. This version in a sealed box, you can run 3 or 4 10s, you can run a couple of 12s. We've actually done 2 12s ported and it worked really well, but it depends on the speakers and what their capabilities are. This enclosure for 6 1/4 cubic foot, 4 10s sealed, 3 or 4 12s ported is totally doable. So lots of options with doing these enclosures. But if you want big bass and you want to keep the reclining function of your back seat, then this is going to be the way to go, because like I said, this will allow the back seat to fully recline. And you can either mount amps above it on the back wall, you can still go under the back seat or whatever it is that you want to do. Now for those who don't want to take up all of their space, who just want a little bit of bass, we have a whole series of downfire enclosures. This one is made, as you can hopefully see, with a reclining front. This does allow us to keep the recline. So the way that this fits, the back seat on those trucks folds flat 2 different ways. The seat back itself articulates and folds flat, and then it also folds flat to the floor. So when the seat back itself is just folded down, it's level with these enclosures. So you still have a good usable storage space. You can still put cargo and totes and all sorts of other stuff. I've had oil-filled customers who throw a mattress back there, so there's plenty of room. You can still do that. With the reclining front, there's a gap on it because of the room we have to leave for it to recline. On the non-reclining versions, there's a very minimal gap. So you still have a very, very usable back cargo floor. On the one without recline, it's 3 1/4 cubic foot. Down firing, it's good for typically 2 10s ported is what we like to do. We've had guys do 3 or 4 10s sealed. We can do a bunch of 8s, all sorts of different crazy stuff. Generally, because of the way that the cargo floor area works, people tend to use these in just carpet as a standard stage 1. If you do vinyl, it's just going to get beat up and nicked and everything. But with it also being a downfire, you can still use this space to either mount your amplifiers, throw cargo behind the back seat, and it still has somewhere to sit. There's all sorts of different possibilities. This version with the recline is around 2.8 cubic foot. On both boxes, you have pretty good mounting depth. This one does have some limitations because of how it's tapered to the back wall, and in order to fit around all the power window motor and everything on the back wall. This is the 13 and up, so it does have the bigger pocket on the back. We typically do, like right now, we have 2 10s over here and we have a port over here. It's very, very usable. Still plenty of airspace for some big 10s. So this version we're doing down firing. We have the 2 10-inch subs and the port over on the side. The down firing effect does give us a little bit more output, but honestly in this case it's just so that you can use the cargo space in the back and still have access to throw some gear back there. Well, that's it, guys. I hope that answered a bunch of questions for you. I know we're kind of covering a lot of information kind of quickly, but just real general recap. Just like any of our other enclosures, whether it's a stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, these are all fully customizable. They're all made to order, so you get your choice on materials and emblems and badges and carpet colors and layouts or whatever it is that you want to do. So if there's something special you want to do, be sure to hit us up, give us a shout, talk to us, and we can plan. We always love doing something cool and custom and crazy. So if there's something particular you have in mind, just let us know. And we also do have more versions of different ideas of enclosures on the website. Not everybody wants to go kind of hog wild. Most people want to do just a little bit of bass. So we have some other options on the website that are good for you. Check us out at netaudio.com. Give us a call at 940-767-1800 or shoot us a message through either Facebook or Instagram. Leave a message down on the video and we will get back with you about it. Like, subscribe, and we'll be up with more content in the future. Thanks.